idiots blind by hate.
I have also imposed new sanctions on entities and individuals who support Iran's ballistic missile program and reaffirmed our unbreakable alliance with the State of Israel.
Hey everyone, I'm now on the this mountain in Amman and going down to the downtown. I'm in the heart of the capital city of Jordan. I'm in Amman. I'm a Jordanian civilian and I'm really supportive for the peace.
University professors and army officers with equal rights. But 800,000 Jews were driven from Middle Eastern states in the aftermath of the creation of Israel, most of whom were resettled in Israel, unlike the deliberate abandonment of the Palestinian refugees, rejected by the countries in which they are resident and kept as supplicants and pawns by UNRWA and by other Arab nations. Before the establishment of Israel, there were hundreds of thousands of Jews in Morocco, in Algeria, in Egypt, in Iraq, and in Libya. Where are they now? All gone, bar a handful, cleansed and expelled in defiance of the Balfour Declaration. So what do we regret and what do we celebrate? We regret that Israel was not established 10 years earlier, which would have largely prevented the Holocaust. We regret the 1939 White Paper, which all but halted Jewish immigration to Palestine when most needed. We regret that anti-Semitism continues to thrive, often in the guise of anti-Zionism, an extraordinary phenomenon when one considers that there is no anti-Turkeyism, anti-Chinaism, anti-Saudiism, to quote but a few egregious examples of repression of a population. We celebrate self-determination for the Jewish people after thousands of years of dispersal and persecution. We celebrate the miraculous success of Israel, its world leadership in innovation, its 13 Nobel Prize winners, its development of everything from the Intel processor to the 5-minute cell phone charger, from radiation-free X-rays to desalination.
capo.
Hey,
You're
I went to
capos.
school.
You're
What do you?
capos.
Capos, modern day capos.
You just want fucking attention, you piece of shit.
Am Yisrael Chai.
אני שירתי, והם לעולם לא יקבלו מדינה, זה שלנו.
22 sovereign states already. Why do they need a 23rd when they don't even recognize Israel's right to exist? Can you answer that?
What are you celebrating? What are you celebrating? That's what I want to know. What are you celebrating?
We wanted to be the next Jew, the bagel Jew.
Justice. What about all 6 million Jews that were killed in a Holocaust? Right?
Shame on you.
Maybe you should be celebrating that I can stand here today. Because if it wasn't for my grandfather, he survived in the concentration camp. So that's why I'm here today, because my grandfather survived. And you're against it? You should never let that happen again.
Do you know what apartheid means? Can you actually define the word apartheid for me? So let's hear it. Let's have a definition of apartheid. That's what I thought. Thank you.
Let's move. Let's go, folks. You are all on the wrong side of the road.
You are not a Jew. Anybody who is a Jew is a fake Jew.
Keep going, folks.
Self-hating Jews.
Yeah. Let's go.
Terror supporters. Terrorists.
Yourself up, you piece of shit. You're a racist whore.
Yes, you're the deplorable.
Let's go.
Jews cannot occupy their own land.
Learn some history. It's our land. You guys are squatters.
Bagel Jews, that's what you are. Bagel Jews. Latte Jews. You prefer your latte and bagel.
Can you tell me in Palestine? Can you tell me? Yeah, that's what I thought.
Smile, because we can't answer your question.
Am Yisrael Chai! Am Yisrael Chai!
This is the most shameful thing. The first day handling him was the first day of the end of my career. We called him the Green Prince.
My father was the top Hamas leader in the West Bank. He had no clue what I was doing.
It's like recruiting the son of the Israeli Prime Minister.
Deep in my heart, I was really terrified. You're a target, and you can get killed anytime. I was on my own.
He was in real trouble.
I started to realize that people are dying because of this lie.
This is a big game.
No one else knows about you. You will start to lose your sense of reality.
He's not just a source. He was there for us all the time.
That kind of bond is impossible to break.
Al-Qaeda immediately issued a death sentence for him.
Go underground. Don't come back, ever. I am not who you think I am.
Our next speaker is a man whom everyone in this room, I think, owes a great debt of gratitude. While he started his life, possibly, on the road to terrorism, death, and destruction, he chose life. He sought the truth. And when he discovered it, he risked his life for 10 years to protect and save countless of Israelis. Ladies and gentlemen, I am honored to be able to introduce you today to Mossab Hassan Youssef, better known by Israel's security services as the Green Prince.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Wow, great energy. Thank you very much for having me. It's a great privilege. The Jerusalem Post conference. The first time I got to know about the newspaper was in prison about 20 years ago. First, I wanted to learn English, and this is why I started to read the Jerusalem Post. But eventually, it became my window towards the Jewish world and towards the Western world as well. 16 months in Israeli prison. reading almost every day, so I have some connection to the Jerusalem Post somehow. I don't know where to start, but you can use your imagination of the top Hamas leader, and what in the world is he doing at the Jerusalem Post annual conference? They gave me a tag. I don't wear it right now, but they had on it the son of Hamas. And I went through security all the way to the backstage. You gotta trust them, guys. Two guys working on the top of a very high building. One Jewish and the other guy is an Arab. The Jewish guy opened his lunch, and there was a shawarma. And he said, shawarma. If tomorrow my sandwich is going to be shawarma, I will jump and kill myself. The Palestinian guy or the Arab guy opened and was falafel. And he said, no more falafel. If tomorrow falafel, I'll jump, kill myself. That's it. Next day, and he said, I said, enough falafel. He threw it, he jumped, killed himself. At their funerals, the Jewish wife was crying very hard, saying, I don't know what's his problem. If he told me, I would have changed it to something else. In any form of language, rather than English is not my mother tongue, but I try as much as I can. Truth at those heights cannot be conveyed in any form, actually. Not a movie, not a book, not a speech. We cannot reduce ourselves to words that cannot defend themselves. And somebody is going to take this speech, take it out of the context, and serve maybe some Palestinian agenda, eventually. This is how it works. People don't see things for what they are. But I'm sure that some of you, at least, will understand where I'm coming from. At some point, I was paid by the Israeli government, by the US government,